Good day, children. Today in this video, we will see what is a poetic device. Personification. What is personification? Is a poetic device where animals, plants, or even inanimate objects are given human qualities, resulting in a poem full of imagery and description. Yes, for example, the land is desolate and barren. You are frightened and thinking. So here, this is the line from the poem Hero. The poet has personified land. He is saying that land is looking sad and empty. It's looking sad. The land is desolate and barren. Poet describes the land for looking empty and sad. Yes? Next. Now this line is taken from the poem Invictus, which you have studied in 6th standard. Remember, children, the poem Invictus? Now see. Under the burgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. The second example of personification is used in the second stanza of the poem Invictus. Under the burgeonings of chance, as if the chance is human who can be hit by someone. So the poet is personifying chance like a human who can be hit by someone. So this is known as personification. Simile. Simile means similar. Simile is common poetic device. The subject of the poem is described by comparing to another object or subject using as or like. Now for example, be silly like a fox. So silly people are compared to fox. In the poem The Hero, it would be like a story in the book. So he compares his imaginations like a story in a book. Yes, comparing another object or subject using the word as or like, that is called as simile. Stanzas. Stanzas can be defined as groups of lines, sometimes referred to less precisely as verses, like not exactly like verses. Poems can be broken up into stanzas, which usually share common features such as length, rhyme, or rhythm. Stanzas can also be irregular and have no regular rhyming patterns to speak of. As I said before, sometimes referred to less precisely as verses. They are not exactly as verses. Yes, sometimes stanzas can be irregular. For example, the poem Hero. Yes, children, if you see the poem Hero, you don't have a proper stanza or rhyme or rhythm. Yes, some stanzas have precise names, that is exact names. A tercet is 3 lines long. Quatrain is 4 lines long stanza. In the poem Invictus, there are 4 stanzas and each stanza has 4 lines or verses, as you can see. Quintain is 5 lines long stanza. Sestet is 6-lined stanza. Septet is 7 lines long. Octave or octet is 8 lines long stanza. So repeat with me. 3 lines long stanza are called tercet. 4 lines stanza is called quatrain. 5 lines stanza is called quintain. 6-lined stanza is called sestet. 7 lines long stanza is called septet. 8 lines long stanza is called octave or octet. Next, repetition. Repetition is using a word, phrase or clause a number of times with the purpose of empathize or to provide unity to the poem. You come out and kiss me, pressing me to your heart, and you say to yourself. So this is the line which is taken from the poem The Hero. Here the poet uses the repetition of the word you by describing his mother, that how she feels happy and proud to see her son after he won the battle. Yes, children? Next example from the poem Freedom. The first line of the poem Freedom from fear is the freedom. Freedom again is in the first line emphasizes the urgency of his call for Indian independence. Yes? The word freedom is repeated throughout the poem to express the poet's deep wish for his country to be independent. So this is called as repetition. So repetition means using of a word or phrase or a clause number of times again and again. Yes, children?